Hello and welcome back. We are back in the ASD facility, and now we are on the next set of missions.
So, here's what I'm thinking. The engineering wing has a bunch of sensors used to monitor the facility. You pull the data from them, and I should be able to check for any anomalies in the last few months. Only problem, and it's a big one, is that the area is dangerously radioactive. So you'll need to figure something out for that.
So it's back down to the engineering wing, and we are going to get Jorit's dossier, and we're going to look for the energy anomaly data. So back into the main room, we're going to head up the stairs. And just over on the left of the main platform, there is a broken pipe, which we're going to have to repair, and we're going to click on this screen to get the data. I've got my handyman in, he's come over and he's repaired the pipe for me, and now we can copy the data.
Fabrication request accepted.
Good. Now that you got the data, bring it to me.
Once we grab the drive, that is the end of this mission. That was a pretty quick one again. And this time we notice you cannot just head back the way you came, so we've got to look for an ulterior exit. So we're going to head left and into the equipment area, and hopefully we'll find an elevator pretty soon. The atmosphere inside this place is pretty cool. Men are coming through the walls, coming out the elevators, popping out from everywhere. A few little slight bugs here and there, but nothing major. Everything has worked so far and it's all been pretty smooth. So pretty impressed with the ASD missions so far. Once we follow that corridor around, we soon find an elevator. And it's time to head back to Seraphin, drop the drive down the freight elevator, and on to the next mission. It is a bit of a crap system, having to take things out of your rucksack and then carry them over to this elevator and send them down. It seems a little bit overkill. I'm sure you could just hand the mission in with it being in your inventory, and it just says, yes, you've got the drive, mission complete. Anyway, back to the next ASD facility, and this time it's back into the research wing, and we are looking for the security data this time. So we head through the main room once again, drop down this hole, and we're going to head out and right of the hole through into the research area. Keep heading right until you find the shaft, and we're going to jump down one level, clear a few mobs, and look for this data. Luckily this time one of our boys knows exactly where to go, so we're just going to follow AK and he will lead us right to where we need to be. This is the same level from earlier where we've got the alien ship, and you head down into the main room and up the stairs on the opposite side, and you will find the data there near the computers in the office section. So we grab the drive here from the offices, and it's back down the stairs where you'll see some servers, and this is where we're going to upload the data to complete this mission. It does sort of walk you through the missions in the facilities, but you do have to get close to the mission objective before it'll show up with that little yellow pin to say this is where your mission is. So a few of them we have been sort of running around looking for where we need to go, and that can be a little confusing, but it also gives you a good chance to explore the facility.
Get out of there and take it to the drop-off.
and get a feel for the place so you know your way around on future missions. So the next drive's in, and once again we're going to head back. This time we're up to the 73k missions. So we're getting there. I think there's maybe one more after this, and then we'll be on to the big 600k missions. We're dropping down the hole again this time, and this time we've got to find the seismic data. So we're going to turn left this time, and we're going to drop even further down into the facility. Now we're in the Xenotech and Energy Lab, and this is where you will find the Gravity Lab, and that is what we're looking for seismic data. Loads of little machines everywhere where you can print off tractor attachments or mining attachments, and loads of other cool stuff that you might need while you're in here, which is pretty cool, so you don't have to stay searching around boxes the whole time you're here. You can just head to one of those terminals and get what you need. Heading into this mission, it is good to have two people. One of you can turn off the radiation field, and the other one can go in and grab the seismic data, which is just a random drive just floating in the zero gravity room. So grab that and you can get out of here quick. And the next icon has appeared where we've got to transfer the data. So let's head over there and get it transferred. So here we notice that the terminal we need is in a locked room, so we have a quick look around and there is a little vent up on the side of the room. So we're just going to jump up these boxes and head down through the shaft into the room. So this time we're going to insert the server blade into the machine, and that allows us to copy the data over. Nice and easy, pretty self-explanatory, and the icons make it easy to follow along and do everything in the right order.
Alright, now you just need to drop that data off somewhere safe.
While you're in here, you will find the new sniper rifle, so might as well grab one of them while we're here. Get a few magazines. I always come with just one weapon because there's loads of other cool stuff you can find in here. And I also come with an old sort of outfit that I'm happy to replace, because you might find stuff in the orange boxes located around the place, which are the new armor sets, and they are pretty cool, and I think there's like 4 of them to collect. After copying the data, we head back into this sort of shaft room where you can see the different levels of the facility, and we're just going to jump down all the way to the bottom this time. When you get to the main room at the bottom, this is where the fun starts. Once you click on the elevator to get out of the building, you will get a few waves of mobs. They do generally come from exactly the same place every time, so once you've done this once, you should know where they're coming from. And you just take them out and then wait for the lift, and you can get out of there with no issues. This is definitely soloable, but it's way more fun with your mates. The atmosphere in this place is so different to anything we've seen in Star Citizen. It really is cool, and it just gives you that sort of feeling. It's almost like a horror movie. It's got like this crazy sort of dark atmosphere. Everything's broken, things aren't working, the lights are flashing. There's people sort of coming out from everywhere. It is quite a cool experience for Star Citizen. They've done well with these missions, I must say. Only issue is having to go back and forward to Seraphim every time and then to a different ASD facility all the time is a little bit annoying. Maybe they could have done all these missions in the same facility, and maybe you could have handed them in somewhere a little bit closer than Seraphim, or some sort of terminal in your hangar that you can handle the drives in and stuff like that, and then you wouldn't really need to leave the place. But I suppose they want you to travel around and get in your ship and use all sorts of different things within the game to complete these missions. It would be a bit easy if you just stayed at one place, I suppose. Right, the next one is the 91k mission. I thought that last one would be the last one, but it's not. So we've got a 91k mission now, and it is back to the engineering wing again. This time we're going to upload some power usage data, and this time we want to go into the main platform at the top, and we are going to head to the right. I think this is the first time this door is opened once you get up to this mission, and it opens up a whole new part of the facility that we haven't seen before. So we're going to head through slowly, check it out, and see what this mission entails. People can share these missions with you, and you can do them in a group even if you've not done all the starter quests and stuff. But I do think the facilities open up a bit more once you have completed the missions, and if you wanted to come here solo, it's better that you've done all the missions to get access to the whole place. So following the path round, you get to this terminal and you upload the data. But this time the data upload does actually fail, and it wants you to go and grab another server blade and take it down deeper into the facility. So once again, follow it round, head down the stairs, and we come into the area now with the big radiation blasts. So just keep your eye out for these blasts. You've got to take cover every time they come. If they hit you, they will do quite a bit of damage, and if you're not wearing sort of a heavy armor suit, the radiation will hurt quite a bit. When you're wearing heavy armor, you might get away with 2 blasts before you really have to hide and not get hit again, but you can take 1 or 2 blasts and just keep on going. You can easily time it. Once the waves have gone, you just jump up over these boxes, up over the main machine, and then head over to the other side into the next room. I do think they could have put a lot more mobs in these facilities. It would be way more fun if it was way more difficult. And there are some bits later on where they've got like miniguns positioned as you get on some of the elevators that move along. And they've got like these miniguns at the end, and sometimes a guy will get on them, but they do have more miniguns there, and it would be cool to see if there were men permanently stationed on those miniguns, because it's hit or miss whether you get a lot of action when you get there. Sometimes the mobs will just sort of stand around together behind a box, and other times they will sort of actively get on the guns and take positions and snipe you and shoot you from distance, which is pretty cool, and it makes it a lot harder. Sometimes it can be just so easy. They're all just stood in one spot. You just kill them all and you don't even notice that they're there, really. You can kill them from distance and they don't even get one shot on you. So I don't like that. I do think they need to sort of either improve the mobs or set them in positions and make them ready to attack. You know, they don't need to be all wandering around or coming out of doorways or whatever. Some of them should be stationed as a heavy defense position, and as soon as they see anyone coming near, they should unleash. It definitely needs more like aggression from the AI, because sometimes it's just a bit lackluster. Other times it has been good. I would say like maybe 2 times out of 10 it's really good, but the other sort of 8 times it can be a bit like you're just shooting the mobs and running through the place without any actual resistance. So here we find a transit lift to the power core, and hopefully we are getting pretty close to the terminal we are looking for. As yet, like I say, you cannot see a yellow marker. It just sort of gives us the explanation in the top right. And there it is. The marker has popped up. We've entered the big 0G room, and we've got a marker up there where we've got to get the usage data from. You really can see some quality level design from Star Citizen here. This is probably one of the best areas I've seen in the game. There definitely needs to be a lot more stuff like this in the game. Having 0G in a facility is pretty cool in itself. And then the way they've positioned like all the platforms, some are upside down. You don't know whether up is down or down is up, obviously, because you're in 0G. And you've also got the radiation waves hitting you as well as mobs. The mobs can be shooting you from anywhere, and you don't really know where all the bullets are coming for the whole time. There are 6 of these platforms. The mobs can be standing in all different locations, so it's pretty hard to see sometimes. You know, as you're floating across the room, you're just getting hit from everywhere. I do like that. It's awesome. There's definitely a load of places for cover for them as well. And then, of course, every so often, the AI will just refresh, and they'll come out of an elevator, and there's a whole new set of mobs to deal with. You don't want to spend too long in this room anyway, because the radiation waves just keep coming, and you do have to keep hiding all the time. So sometimes when you get stuck out in the open, you just got to dive behind a floating panel, or do whatever you can to stop yourself getting hit by the radiation. Here we can see the transfer terminal, so we head over to this, and this was actually the first time I've seen anything go wrong with one of these missions. So we've got our server blade and we're going to insert it here, which we can clearly see, put the blade in, and we wait for this terminal to give us something to do. But as we look back to the hole in the server, it does say there's no appropriate item, and we definitely did put that in there, but for some reason it's just swallowed our tablet and it won't do anything to let us progress with the mission. So because of this, we had to come back again, and this time I'm sending Sanctum over there. He's got the server blade this time. We had to leave the facility, take a whole new mission, and come back all over again and fight our way down here, which was slightly irritating. But you know, it's Star Citizen, it's an alpha, what can you do? Anyway, Sanctum heads over this time with the blade, and you can see here there's about to be a radiation wave, but he is standing behind that little sort of sticky out thing, and that is going to save him from getting hit by the radiation.
Good. Now that you got the data, bring it to me.
Anyway, so there we go. So we've completed the mission, and now all that's left to do, surprise, surprise, is head back to Seraphim Station. So we fly across the room as fast as we can, and hopefully we can get through these doors before the next wave comes. Once we get to that room, it's just round the corner and there is an elevator, so we can get out of here pretty quickly. So that is up to the 90-something K missions, and that is the final mission leading up to the big new 600K mission that's just come out in 4.3.1, which will take you down into a whole new area of the facility. We've been there enough now, we've looked around, we've seen everything, and it is good to have the big final part. I'm looking forward to doing that, and I will of course be showing that on the next video, and you can see it there as we look in our mission log. We have the 677K mission.
Perfect. That data from the core should really shed some light on what's been going on down there. I'm going to add this to the data I already have and see if anything emerges. Hopefully I'll have something to report real soon.
So that is it, guys, for all the starter missions, and that will unlock the big finale mission. I am looking forward to do that on the next video, so stay tuned, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much for watching as usual. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and until next time, guys, take it easy.